Hey everybody, this is Smashing Game Time. We are three brothers that go through the back catalog of gaming's yesteryear. I am your co-host, Nick. To my bottom left is a guy, his name I think is Jake.
I do nothing here. I get paid for it.
He did not get paid. Do not let him tell that lie. To my left is the other co-host who does something. His name is, I believe, Josh.
Something, motherfucker. I get this shit together every week.
He is the Google Doc guy. That is Josh. For the bio,
you know
if you want to put in the bio that you are the Google Doc guy, you can do that.
Do you know how difficult it is right now, especially going into 2013, how hard it's been to find videos of people not commentating?
I bet you pretty hard, but we do turn the sound. Are people like actually like the further in, because Twitch really hit it off in what, 2012, 2013 probably?
Yep.
And so I'm guessing you're starting to get a lot of like little heads in corners.
Yep. Little heads in corners, or literally like they'll like it starts out with like them like just talking, like with their face, not showing any video, but just them talking. The biggest one I ran into so far is Rad Brad. He's my new number one enemy because Deluxe 345 was great. Went right into the video. I was loving it. And I still find a couple videos every now and then, but Rad Brad is my enemy right now.
Oh no. Hey, if you're listening to the show, we are anywhere that you get your podcast. You can also find us on YouTube. If you're watching the YouTube video this week, I am a special tint of green. I am Shrek this week.
You're not Shrek. You're She-Hulk.
I'm sorry. I'm She-Hulk.
Get
Megan,
with the trends.
Megan the Stallion is on her way over. We are going to fucking. We're not going to fuck. We are going to. What's the dance move the kids are? We are going to twerk, which I feel like twerk has been around for like 10 plus years.
You had to ask about twerking.
You're boomer.
I just forgot what it was called because you know what I've been doing. You know what I bought in Fortnite? The fucking gritty. I've been grittying.
You played Fortnite and you didn't know what twerking was?
I forgot what twerking was. Before we get into our shit, as always, we are a Trident Network podcast. Go check out our siblings. They are all awesome. We've actually got some new siblings over there. Go check them out. Show them some love. Rate and review us on Apple and Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. We are starving. Give us some stars. Guys, we have a viewer email. We have our first viewer email. Write it down. I believe this is episode 40. Our first viewer email. I'm just going to read this shit. I think this is how you do this. I'm gonna read this.
Go ahead.
And it's a short one. It's like, hey guys, love the show. Wanted to know what is a game that you wanted to like but could not get through. And this is Kyle from Atlanta, Illinois. There's an Atlanta, Illinois, and I know this because I drive through it when I go up to Chicago from Missouri.
Interesting.
Who knew? So what is a game that you wanted to like but you could not get through? I have an answer. Do you guys have an answer?
I do have an answer.
Probably not, but you guys go first.
Nick goes first, I'll go next, and then Jake, you finish it off.
I have a feeling you and Josh have the same answer, but my answer is Recore for the Xbox One. I was very into that game. I'm very into the robot dog. The robot dog's very cute. I still want the statue from that game. It's when we went to visit Matt down in Florida, the used game store, the antique game store had like the Xbox One bundle of that game, and it had that statuette for $100, and I kind of wish I had snatched it up. But the game was fine. It was kind of a, I don't know how to explain it. It almost felt like a Destiny shooter because you're shooting things and like the numbers are going above their heads, and I've always hated that. But it was fun. It was fine. You had your different animal companions that were helping you navigate. It kind of had a Metroidvania style to it. Very futuristic, like steampunk, like you're lost in this desert planet looking for answers. And it was fine. It had its hiccups, but it was fine. But then you get to the end and you fight what you think is the final boss, and you get through it and you're like, cool, I win. I fucking win the game. And the game's like, no. In fact, the final boss, who is actually the same boss you just fought, by the way, is locked behind this door, and you have to get all these collectibles. They fucking Wind Waker Triforced my ass, and there was like 20 or 30 you had to collect, and I was like, nope, I'm out. Can't fucking do it. So I was streaming this, and like, I was like, no, I'm not doing this. So at the end, near the end of my stream, I just pulled up the end of the game on YouTube and said, we're just gonna fucking watch this, you guys. And that's what we fucking did.
Yeah, so I definitely agree with that one. That was definitely one of those. It was a big fuck you.
I wanted to like it so much.
The reason I think Wind Waker could get away with it though is because it's Zelda.
It's a Nintendo
Any other
game.
game that attempted to do it was just a big fuck you.
Well, and then Nintendo was like, you know what? We're remaking Wind Waker. We're gonna yank that back. We're sorry. We fucked up.
Yes. So mine is Watch Dogs.
The first Watch Dogs.
The first Watch Dogs.
You know,
I wanted to love it so much. I wanted to love it. Don't get me wrong. There are some things in it that definitely were done beautifully. Wanted to love it. It was a crawl to finish. Like I eventually did finish it, but it hurt. It hurt to play it. I didn't do all the collectible stuff. I didn't do like it. It hurt. It was the first time. It was the first time I think I finally realized that Ubisoft was definitely yanking my balls for sure. Everybody's balls,
not in a
just
good
mine.
way.
Not in the good way. And it also made me realize that AAA developers at that point started to give less fucks about the consumer. To an extent, I agree to an extent that, like, yeah, you can't listen to everything consumers wants because no matter what, you're going to piss somebody off and they're going to hate your game. But to the mass production of what Ubisoft especially had done, like downgrading what they show it on trailers, to the gameplay that we were promised, to what they actually give us, it's just been shit. And it's starting to affect all developers. I mean, look at Battlefield 2042, for example. It's nothing that we were ever promised, ever.
Yeah,
Ever.
that sucks. I wanted to like Watch Dogs because it's set in Chicago.
The premise of it was so good. I don't care so much about the graphics. The graphics part didn't really bother me. Just the premise of it was like, oh, this is gonna be so good.
The
And then
opening
you
at the
actually
stadium
play-
is fun.
Yeah, but then you start actually playing it, and you're like, this is kind of shit.
What about you, Jacob?
So it's kind of hard to think about, but I gotta say, Final Fantasy V.
Which
I
one
don't
is
know
that?
why.
Why? I mean, I
I
guess
don't know
can
why.
understand to
I
some
did
extent.
not. I didn't like the story of it. Like I got like maybe, I don't know, maybe a couple hours into the game, and I think I got stuck somewhere where I didn't know where to go, and it got frustrating. And I did not like the story. I did not like the characters. It was not like after playing 4, which is still one of my favorite Final Fantasies out there. Like I just couldn't do it. That and like 3, Final Fantasy 3. I know there's not really like a legit character. You just have 4 crystal warriors. That's about it. But like I just didn't care for the story.
I mean, essentially 3 is basically 1. I mean, there's nothing much of a
Yeah,
difference
pretty
there.
much.
Well,
Pretty
it's
much.
2 or 4 or whatever the one is with Cecil and Tella and all them was just a banger.
That's 4.
US version originally was 2, then it turned into 4 internationally.
just a banger of
Yep.
a game.
Oh, it
so
is.
everything else,
I mean, you got 7, which
Everybody
so
loves.
world
Yeah.
favorite. 8 had a stupid ending.
I like it.
Once again, theories save everything. You guys know that theory, right?
What's the theory in 8, Josh? Tell us real quick.
Okay, real quick, the theory is Squall is actually dead, and it's just him like going through the rest of his life of this crazy story of what's actually happening.
Oh,
Because you see him get stabbed in the chest and at the end of disc 1, and then all of a sudden he's fine. The hole is gone. Like everything's good. But then it gets crazier because none of it's like seems real as far as that goes.
So he's basically Titus.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Spoiler alert for like a 20-year-old game. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, and then like I
you.
never played 9, but I hear 9's a great game.
It's on my list.
Any Final Fantasy where there's a lot of chocobos, I'm like, I'm good. I feel
I
like
don't even
9
know
had a
how
lot
many
of
chocobos
chocobos.
And then
Yeah, I can see
11's an online game. 12 was a great game, but the fighting playstyle is kind of weird.
I also feel like 12 had a lot of chocobos. Too many chocobos.
What I like about 12 is that it's in the same world as Tactics.
It seems like
I
a more
was-
mature world, but still,
It
Oh.
is.
Oh yeah, Tactics, best Final Fantasy ever made.
it's almost like they should make a
Questionable.
movie about it.
That's questionable. I still think
Dude.
4 is the best one ever made.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I'm talking about like best in like combat and story.
Like,
Like,
there's so
it's
much you can do.
good.
Yeah, I still think Advance is the worst.
Oh yeah, Advance, like the whole judge thing was just weird.
I thought the whole card thing was weird, but
That's what the judge thing is.
oh.
You guys in your Final Fantasy. This is not a Final Fantasy show.
No, it's not.
No.
It's a fantasy episode.
No,
Wolf down, a non-believer.
today. What's everybody been up to?
tried out that electrician simulator.
You fuck.
It was okay. I mean, it is what it is. It wasn't as refreshing as Power Wash Simulator,
Refreshing.
but I mean, it had its moments. It was good.
Anything else?
That's it.
I just been playing on my Steam Deck. I've been going through my catalog. I am already halfway through Legend of Gaia, and I'm still on disc 1 of Legend of Dragoon.
Okay, all right. I figured you'd go through Dragoon first, but hey, good on you for going.
Switching
back
between it because I get bored after a little bit of each one.
When I've been watching videos of Gaia, and I'm like, man, that game really slapped back in the day.
It still slaps now. I'm surprised. No, like I'm almost tempted to see if who has the licensing for it, or if Steam is available, and almost like
They're not gonna.
give it.
They hold on to that stuff. First of all, finding out who holds any kind of license on anything like that, fucking nightmare.
Hey, it's worth
Nightmare.
if I can find it, it's worth it. Or if I can convince whoever to just let me have it to get a team together to remake it, because it can't be that hard of a game to remake, especially on
Oh,
a modern
Josh.
system.
Oh,
I'm just
Josh.
saying it's worth it. It's worth it.
I feel like it would end up on like Switch or something.
It'd be a
It
good
could be on
Switch
any
game.
console.
Well, I know that, but I feel like if it had to be a remade game, it'd probably end up on Switch.
Well, and what was the Switch game that just got remade or remastered? Live Alive. Like they're like old RPGs are in vogue right now. Like they're coming back, like at least on the Nintendo side. So maybe Sony, like, because Sony's kind of on their, hey, we're remastering everything we've got right now kick. I don't know if you guys heard about the
Yes.
Horizon
Horizon.
Zero Dawn coming to
But
PS5.
The one thing that I did like about that announcement that they did before that was a lot of their other games are being made on the same engine. I'm like, okay, I'm down for that. That's pretty good because that's a great engine.
Well, and the thing that's happening right now is a lot of games are getting great shows or decent movies, and like you can kind of see it with like CD Projekt Red, like Cyberpunk and Witcher are like the most popular they've ever been right now because of that anime and that Witcher.
the
And
anime.
That and their announcements, since they got 3 new games, all Witcher based, and then of course the 4th one being Cyberpunk.
And they just opened their Boston division. So I mean, shoot, man, they're on the rise. Game wise, what I played a little bit Moon Scars. I beat The Fridge is Red. It was okay. It felt more like a walking simulator. I liked the themes it was going for, but the things that it did great, there wasn't enough of it, and that's really all I have to say about The Fridge is Red. It really, like, I just said I had enough on it, but it leans in on its like mundane moments in life, and that's when it's at its best, and you don't get enough of that, because then it's like, oh hey, this team, five word team, we played Outlast, we want to have a part where somebody chases you, and it's like, you don't really need that, guys. Like, it's kind of played out. I really wanted to like this more because it was the team who did, you guys remember that Death Crown game I used to play a lot? It was the black and white game with like you were basically fighting like the devil. You were the king fighting the devil, and it was like the strategy game where you had the 3 different buildings.
Yeah.
I did it was like a little strategy game. Fun. And once I learned that was them, I was like, oh, these guys are good with theme, which they did really good with the theme, but I just wish the rest of the game was there with it. Otherwise, Jake, what do you got?
I'm playing a lot of Rust. I actually just bought a VIP for a server, so I don't have to wait in the queue. And this is a monthly server, so I'll be playing that all month. No whites until the end of the month. So there's that. I still won a VIP from that same server, so that's pretty cool. Brawlhalla just came out with the new rank. I've been kind of grinding that. A lot of tryhards and sweats are going on with that right now. I mean, there was a race for the new rank yesterday since that update came out yesterday. I think person did it in like 4 hours or something. It's weird, but they did it on alt account, which was so easy because you can't get the new rank until you hit 100 wins. So you could start on a fresh account and just grind that out real easy. Other than that, I've been watching. I finished Haiku, great anime, one of my favorites. Watched the newest episode of My Hero Academia that came out last Saturday. A new one this Saturday. Can't wait. I've been watching a show. It's an FX show called The Strain. Have you guys heard of that?
Yeah, that's the scary one from back like probably 10 years ago, not even 10 years ago.
Yeah, because I think the last episode aired like 2017 or something like that. It's okay. it's okay. I mean, it's something just to like, oh hey, I watched it, whatever. I don't have to watch it again. I think it's like 4 seasons. It's got that same guy from House of Cards, that tall bald guy.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. I think FX probably hopped on that after The Walking Dead kicked off for AMC, and they're like, "Hey, we need to get something scary in it," because American Horror Story came out in 2010, so they kind of had it,
Something
but
like
that
that,
was
yeah.
more of an anthology, so they probably
Yeah.
wanted something more like narrative based, like long narrative. But that sounds awesome.
Yeah, and it's like it's based off a comic book too.
All great FX shows are. Why the Last Man was on there. I need to check that out. It only got 1 season though, so.
Oh, and then like that old librarian guy off of Harry Potter. I don't know what he is. He's kind of a groundskeeper. He's not Hagrid, but the other guy, old man. He's also in that show.
The guy with the weird eye.
The guy with the cat.
Yeah, the guy with the cat. Yeah, he's also in that show.
Yeah, he's like not the groundskeeper. He's like like Hagrid was the groundskeeper on the outside. He was the groundskeeper on the inside.
Yeah, pretty much.
Was
But
he
yeah,
the
he's in
help?
that show. He's one of the main characters in the show.
Was that all, Jake? Was there anything else?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah.
I had one more game I played just real quick. Umarangi Generation Special Edition. It's a first-person game. You have a camera. You're taking weird pictures and trying to score as much points as you can in 10 minutes and hit. Imagine Tony Hawk like doing the different things in the level, but with a camera.
So Pokemon Snap.
Yes, basically. It's in this backdrop of this futuristic world that's in the middle of a war, and you're kind of on the side. You're on the rebel side. Stop me if you've heard this before. It's fun. It's fine. I like the art style. I want to check out Sable on Game Pass before it goes away because that looks cool as hell. So that'll probably be something I play here soon. Before we got into our stuff, I wanted to ask if you guys saw the trailer for the Super Mario movie.
Yes, I actually just watched that about like a half hour ago. I like it. I like the epicness of it. I mean, you guys know who the voice actors are, right?
Yeah. So Jack Black is Bowser, right?
Yes, correct.
Sounds great. Sounds fucking great. He's got it spot on. When Mario pops down and just, it's me, Mario. I'm Chris Pratt. He sounds like Chris Pratt.
Yeah, it's not Chris Pratt.
Yeah, dude. Charlie Day, Luigi.
Yeah, that was. Yeah. You knew he was going to do a high pitched Charlie Day for that, which is perfect for Luigi. I love that the internet's going to lose its fucking mind over this 2-minute trailer for like the next 4 months until we get like an actual trailer. And like Chris Pratt talked, and I was like, that's fine. I don't like. I wasn't expecting. Because if he gets on there and does, it's me, Mario, hee 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 ha. It's like you're gonna get so fucking bored of that. You're gonna be like, all right, stop fucking talking.
No, I think we're all gonna make fun of Chris Pratt for the next year for sure. But I think all the rest of the cast that we've seen so far, phenomenal, and we're gonna love every moment of it.
It's like the penguins look cute and fun.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. And everything's still got that Marvel humor. I don't think the Marvel humor is gonna die for a while.
Thanks, Marvel.
It's just there. Star Wars adapted it. Like I think anything that Disney touches is gonna have that Marvel humor.
Fucking Bowser snaps and Luigi's like, Mario, I don't feel so good. And he fucking just Mario.
It hurts. Is it going to show the animation of like when he shrinks because he got hit, and it's going to show him die, and it's going to start playing the piano music,
and then Toad is Keegan Michael Key.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mario, we have to go back in time. I can't do a Keegan Michael Key. Oh well, I'm glad we're all in agreement that Chris Pratt, meh. The rest of it, eh.
Like they could have done better, in my opinion. I don't ask me who because I couldn't tell you, but they could have done better.
I feel like Chris Pratt got tired of all those shitty Amazon shows that he's done. He's like, okay, I'll be Mario.
All right.
You guys don't have to pay me
But
much.
he only did one.
He did two or three. He did the movie and then he did a show that looked just like the movie.
I thought he did a movie and then a show.
So I think he did 2 movies. The movie wasn't bad. It just got bad ratings. But it's that typical, I'm Chris Pratt, I can't really get hurt.
The aliens came out and Chris Pratt was like,
yeah, I know how to tame dinosaurs. I got this. But the show sucks. I watched that whole show. Like, they're not gonna have another season. It sucks.
Chris Pratt being a serious actor? No.
Well, and Amazon's in a
No.
weird spot. They have Jack Reacher. They have that other show. They like
Boys.
big white man who plays a secret agent who like is stopping bad guys. Like, how many of those do you need?
I'm pretty sure Amazon has 3 now.
Yeah,
You know what
I'm pretty sure you're right. They have 3.
You know what I need? I need season 2 of Invincible, please.
Yes, eventually, please. But, we can wish for our shows all day. We've got some stuff to get to. Today we're doing 2013 Q2. We've also got a speed cap. Jake is doing this. No, Josh is doing the speed
I'm
cap.
answering. Jake's the quiz master.
Jake is the quiz master. We'll hold off on your punishments until we get to the speed cap. We'll hold off on that. You guys ready to get into 2013 Q2?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yep.
Q2. All right, first up on April 30th, we have this. I believe this is a DLC.
So it technically is, but it's also technically a standalone game.
We have Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. I would argue on this. This is first person shooter. It's very futuristic, looking Far Cry game.
A parody on the 80s.
Huh?
It's a parody on like all 80s stuff. So like action films, cartoons, video games, stuff like that.
So this is 2013. I would argue this is the last good DLC type add-on thing until the Witcher 3 stuff comes out a few years later.
Yeah. So interesting thing about this is I didn't realize there was actually a spin-off sequel, sort of, for this. And they're also, Netflix is developing a series.
Of course they are.
Really?
I did not know. I didn't know. I realized that, and I looked it up, and it's called Captain Laserhawk, a Blood Dragon remix.
That is the weirdest fucking thing.
Captain
very
Laserhawk.
It's the most random. It's the most just so random. Why?
It's
Netflix.
It's very random.
Is this a porno?
So horny for random shit.
Hey, but it's an animation though. Their animation, 80% chance it's going to be good.
Well, so this is a very stylized version of Far Cry 3. I think they learned the wrong lesson from this. I think the next add-on type thing they did for Far Cry was the Primeval one, right? Because after this came 4 in 2014,
I think you're right.
2015.
I think yeah.
And then
God, and then you're right.
Primal. Yeah, Primal. And basically, cause I remember Primal came out, and somebody took the map from 4 and like laid the Primal map on top of the map for 4, and it was the same fucking map, just
rehashed out, just
some different assets screwed around and dinosaurs and shit.
And that's not the first instance they did that, because they did the same thing with Far Cry 5 when they did the one that's set after it, like the events where it's a post-apocalyptic world.
I didn't even remember. I completely forgot they did a one-off for 5. That's how forgetful these Far Cry games are. So the fact that this is on here, this is just to say this is the most memorable thing that Far Cry has done, besides the 4 ending where you could finish the game in 10 minutes.
Well, same with 5. I mean, they all have their weird things the weird shticks where you can finish the game like relatively early.
Well, and the fact that you could do that, like after a certain amount of time, it's like, okay, we get it. You guys are looking for a new way to do that, because it's just like when Modern Warfare 2, no Russian happened, and then the 3 came out, and they're like, okay, now what if you're a little girl with the video camera and your family's on vacation in France or New York, and then a car blows up and you're dead, and that's the level. It's like,
well, I mean, like,
cool.
Like I said, it comes back to Ubisoft. We're starting to realize, like, this is like the end of their era of like being the top dog. Like for sure, like Ubisoft in single player games at this point was like pretty phenomenal, right? Or they're at their height. They've peaked. They're in high school and they've peaked. And now we're starting to, okay, we're going into college. Oh, okay, we're not doing so well in college. We're going to drop out and go. We're gonna start up our own business, and that business fails, and then now they have a huge debt because they took out a huge loan, and it's getting worse.
Perfect analogy, Josh. I love it.
Thank you.
So basically, what Josh is saying is that Ubisoft is living in its parents' basement and is never moving out.
Correct.
Anything else on this? I think it was fine. I didn't personally play it, but I watched somebody play it, and I was like, this looks fine.
I enjoyed it. I mean, for what it is, it's good. It's a lot of fun. It's Good luck finding it anywhere. I don't even think it's on Steam anymore. I think the only place you can find it is if you have the copy of it still downloaded on your Xbox 360 or a PS4 or PS1 or whatever.
That's in your mother's basement.
You heard it here, folks. Digital media is dying. You need to start hoarding your physical media.
Actually, this could be one of the games that they etched off with their whole, we're not going to keep any DLC anymore, so if you want to download it now.
Fucking Ubisoft.
He he he.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Speaking of getting away from Ubisoft, May 14th, Metro Last Light, a game Josh has a hard-on for.
Oh, okay, so story time for everyone. One day, I was really bored, went to GameStop, and I was like looking through all the games, and I happened to see a copy of Metro 2033.
The first one of this series.
The first one. And I looked at it and I was like, you know what? I've never heard of it before. I want to give it a try. That day, my life changed. Metro has a place in my heart that no other first-person Russian apocalyptic game will ever have. Like, to me, Fallout has nothing on it, in my opinion.
Fallout's not Russian, you bastard.
I know
I'm
it's not.
trying to figure out how your life changed because of it.
Josh was like, I swore my loyalty to Russia that day.
I did. So,
Oh no, we're getting off.
Okay, so if for those who still actually physically go into stores or did go into stores to buy games, if you ever come across a game you never even heard of, or for you guys, for example, is there a game that you went to a game store, like GameStop, you looked at a game and you're like, my God, this definitely looks like shit?
No, boomer.
I'd have to think about it. I don't have an answer for that. I'd say the first time I probably ever bought a game based off the box alone, not knowing a whole lot about it, Garden Warfare.
Okay, so and that's my point. How much did you love Garden Warfare?
Oh, fucking
I
loved it.
enjoyed it. It was
Okay,
great.
so when I saw the cover for it, my first thought was it's probably not gonna be that good, but I saw it for $10, and I'm like, you know what? I'll buy it. I'll buy it and I'll play it. And my life changed. I'm not joking when I say I will never. So if you ever said, Josh, we're gonna put a gun in your head and you have to pick, who do we shoot and kill right now? Do we kill Fallout or do we kill Metro? You're gonna kill Fallout 9 times out of 10.
Can I take that gun away from you and point it at you?
No,
Yeah, can we take you out?
no.
I'm still stuck on how your life's changed.
So I'll tell you how it changed his life. He reached for the game, and his wife reached for the same game at the same time.
That's how I met Andy. No.
Okay,
So,
what about the series?
Okay.
Like, because this is right around the time we're getting close. So this release, we're getting close to like the new Wolfenstein's coming out. What about this is like, yes, this is my jam.
So it's definitely more towards I say somewhat realistic because obviously it's not. It's a future where the world is believed to be annihilated by nuclear warfare, and you're in the Russian subways basically living your life, and you have these different cities that were built in these train stations that are all built underground. And you have to deal with like mutants, you have to deal with rebels and stuff. You eventually come across like the Nazis are somehow still around and still kicking. You've got the Soviet
Nazis.
army who's basically a bunch of hard asses and taking over shit. And then you've got your neutral groups that are just trying to survive. It's just accumulation of everything that makes it's a dark game. It has its scary moments, but it's also very actiony. And it's based off a book series.
I was going to ask that.
Yeah, so I think there's 4 books total. I know there's at least 3, but I think there's 4 books total right now. It's a great story. So the first one, essentially, you basically become a ranger, basically, and you're basically someone who's kind of like a badass who does everything to protect the metro. And the whole idea is, with the first one, you're working your way to becoming the ranger that you are and to save the world from an unpending doom that no one knows about. And Last Light is just the sequel. It's like a year later, and it's kind of like just following the aftermath of the first game, basically. Where with this one, you're trying to stop an impending war because one of the sites that you found, it's a missile site, is being fought over by the Nazis and the Russians, and you're basically just trying to stop it.
What I had a question and I lost it. It's fucking gone.
I got you. You still think about that with your tiny brain. So isn't this one of the games where like just anything you do in this game can change the course of like how it goes?
To an extent, yes. Like whatever you do affects the ending for sure, because there's 3 endings in this one, and certain things you do will change how interactions happen. So like I believe in this one of the things when you're on a sneaking mission, if you don't kill any guards, the next area is like not as heavily guarded. where if you do, all of a sudden they're on high alert and they're checking every crevice, basically.
Yes.
Yeah, so it does affect it. And Nick's looking at the game like, what the fuck's happening? So the impending doom is there is an alien race.
There's
that is-
aliens?
there is an alien race that it was like seen. They're called the Dark Ones. And at the end, canonically in the end of the first one, you set off missiles that actually killed all of them. Like they were wanting peace, but you were like they have no way of communicating with you. And by the time you finally figure out it's too late, so they're like, fuck. So Artyom, the main character, kind of like regrets what he did, but he also finds this one straggler and he's like I'm going to protect it no matter what type scenario. Also.
The aliens are sitting there like, no, no, no.
help. Yeah.
Stop. We're friendly.
And so this game, the series also introduced my favorite new game mode. It's called Ranger Mode, which essentially is you have no HUD whatsoever, so you don't know what your health looks like. You don't know how much ammo you're carrying. Ammo is more scarce, and there's also two ammo types. You have the dirty ammo, which is your standard. You can use it. It's okay. But then you also have your currency, but you don't put it in your weapons. And it's basically like factory made. It's like a perfect ammo compared to your dirty ammo, which is handmade.
Damn dirty ammo.
So so I want to ask, because I played a little bit of the first one. Your ammo is still your currency in this one, right?
Correct.
And then when you have your mask on the outside, do you still wipe?
Yes, you can.
Because I love that.
And this one, I believe you still manually wipe. I don't think it automatically does it for you. I think in Exodus, the third one, I think that one automatically wipes for you. But yeah, you can still wipe and everything. Your mask still cracks from when you take damage. You have to keep little tanks on you with little filters, because otherwise you can die from all the radiation, poisoning, and shit.
So this was a series that came out at the tail end of the Xbox 360, but it kind of it all got reduxed for Xbox One. So,
yeah, and PS4.
And PS4. So when I think of this series, I kind of think about how like at the beginning of like the Xbox 360 and the PS3, I think about the Fear. I compare this to the Fear series.
Yeah.
Like gunplay feels the
same. Yeah, very reminiscent of it.
Movement's kind of robotic.
I mean, the first one for sure. I think the second they cleaned it up.
Okay. Yeah, and they cleaned up. Yeah, they cleaned it up in the second one of Fear also, because Fear 1 was very robotic. I think the first one in both series is very focused on horror, and like the horror aspect. But yeah, whenever I think of this series, I think of Fear, because they're kind of in the same spot for their respective generations. Oh, Josh is pulling up some info.
I can't remember the name. So the reason I think of this series every time I look at it, if you don't remember the trailer for Last Light, I can't remember the name of the song, but it's like, "Here comes the savior, with the savior come on," and it does a bump, chicka 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 chicka. That, you know what I'm talking about?
I'll have to watch it.
We'll have to pull it up, but the trailer is done so well. Like, it's probably one of the better trailers. Like, it's not up there with like the old Doom ones where it's like your mom wouldn't let you play this, or not. Was it? Yeah, it wasn't Doom, was it, or was it Doom?
I don't know about Doom, but I know Dead Space 2 had the
Space.
Your mom
Yes,
will not
Space.
like Dead Space 2.
In my opinion, as far as like it goes, like it's very catchy and it looks really good. We'll have to pull it up later before the end of the night, but
Okay,
it's really
I
good.
will watch that. Speaking of good trailers, another good one. Not the new Wakanda Forever trailer, but the one before that with the musical.
So the
choices.
first one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. We started talking about trailers. June 5th, State of Decay. Speaking of survival horror, and I think I mentioned Walking Dead earlier. This is it a third? It's third person, right?
Wasn't it like an arcade? Wasn't it like introduced to Xbox Live Arcade first?
Yes.
I believe it was, yes.
So zombies. I mean, fucking, you couldn't fucking throw a rock without hitting a zombie game at this time. You had this. Walking Dead season 1 was going strong. There were. I forget how far into the fucking Dead Rising series we were at this point. We just had Resident
for sure.
We just had Resident Evil 6 be like, oh man, everyone's doing zombies again. We got
Dead Island.
those back. Dead Island, yeah, the fucking zombies, man. If you to early 2010s,
every quarter there was a zombie game, guaranteed.
This one felt different. This was more on the survival. Like, I don't know. I do think of Dead Rising when I think of this one because you're running around finding fellow survivors. Otherwise, you're on. I think you're out in the wild, just trying to survive. I honestly have never played it, but I know that it made such a big impact that they did State of Decay 2.
So
Which, yeah, that one's like co-op though, isn't it?
it is. So with this one, it was a little weird. They did it in like episodes type deal. So the first episode here, you're like in a campground. Basically, you start out there and you're doing objectives as you're doing, but like Nick said, you're finding survivors, just trying to survive. I can't remember a couple of them. The last one I remember playing, the last episode, because it was like really like, oh, okay, I'm down for it. You're in a city and you're working with like the military, basically trying to gather survivors and build little bases. It had its moments where I enjoyed it, but it's definitely one of those games it got overlooked as far as when it comes to zombies. Like it was still good that, like Nick said, it did get a sequel. Actually, it has a third one coming out.
I think it did. I think it did okay. It's an Xbox exclusive, right? Like Xbox owns this.
Yes, and so they did, and then they went ahead and also put it on PC as well.
I think the issue is that there were so many zombie games that it's like, what are you gonna buy? You're gonna buy the Resident Evil that you know, the Walking Dead that you know, or are you gonna State of Decay? What is this?
Even then, I think when they originally announced it, I think they did say it was going to be a multiplayer game, and then ended up not being it, and it pissed a lot of people off. Where in State of Decay 2, they finally made it cooperative.
And I'm pretty sure I hear 3 is 3 still a thing? Is 3?
Yeah, as far as I'm aware, I think 3 is still a thing.
I think they missed an opportunity by not calling State of Decay 2 just Nation of Decay, and then just ramping it up with each one.
Yeah, because after State of Decay 2, Microsoft finally officially fully acquired Undead Labs, making it the first-party studio. So,
yeah, so they're gonna just be pumping out State of Decay until Microsoft fucking shuts them down.
Buy
yeah, I don't think they did anything else. Yeah, they've only done State of Decay. So,
Microsoft, Daddy, buy us.
Microsoft, buy Smashing Game Time, please. Put us out of our misery. Please.
You guys only want to pump these videos out for the rest of your lives?
No, pump me with cash,
Daddy.
Daddy.
Microsoft, please. Moving on to June 9th.
That was a quick one.
A game that I've actually played. I'm surprised I forgot that I played it. Animal Crossing New Leaf on the DS. Look at that. We've got a DS game on the show.
Animal Crossing. I love Animal Crossing.
So I think this is the best Animal Crossing.
I think this is towards the end of their the life of the DS too, isn't it? Like we're starting to see like.
I bought my DS in 2015. Excuse me, sorry guys. I bought my DS in 2015. I think 2015. I think Bravely Default 2 came out. I also think.
Oh, you might be right. Okay, that's we're getting into like the DSi.
This is like we're getting close. We're getting close to the end of the 3DS.
Okay, so yeah, this is like the DSi and the one after that I can't remember. DS Lite maybe.
This was 3DS.
3DS.
This was a 3DS.
This is
cartridge
3DS?
I'm pretty sure.
Holy shit, you are right. I was not paying attention to 3D part. I'm still thinking DS is like the original DS, and I'm like, wait a minute.
I'm pretty sure this is the 3DS.
It is. I'm looking at it now. It is 3DS, and I'm like,
3D.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I'd say 2015 was like the last really good year for the 3DS because they had the Majora's Mask remaster or remake. They had Bravely Default. I want to say Samus Returns.
Samus Returns was towards the end of its life.
Yeah. And then I think they did that Zelda 2 re-release also around 2015, 2016. I was living in North Carolina because there was a weird time in 2017 where the Switch came out and they were still putting out shit on the Nintendo DS. So I think we forget the 3DS had pretty long legs. It was still getting new games in 2017.
I forgot it was around when the Amiibos came out too, and you could use that for the games. I totally forgot about that.
We'll get to the Amiibos eventually. We're not touching them right
now. Are we gonna have a whole episode on the Amiibos?
Let's not.
No,
let's not.
We technically could.
God.
What can we talk about?
We could talk about Amiibos. We could talk about
we can talk about how many hours Nick spent looking
Disney
for ones.
Infinities. Dude, I stood in line for those things. Don't even get me started. Yeah. This Animal Crossing, it was the best Animal Crossing since the GameCube one.
So I've never played it. I've never played it.
It had
No, the second
Isabelle
one was
in it.
okay.
You could, I mean, it had the, I forget what the 3DS friend thing was, but you could like turn your shit on and like you'd get gifts from friends. You could go visit people's islands. It's fucking Animal Crossing. You know what this is. This is Sims with cute fucking animals that you can make say inappropriate things.
Nothing will ever beat GameCube though. The GameCube, like, there's just it can't be touched. I don't care what anybody says about New Horizon. It's not as good.
I'm pretty sure the last year in the clock for Animal Crossing was 2030. We are closer to the last year you can set on Animal Crossing on the GameCube than we are the first year you could set on the game in Animal Crossing.
I'm sure someone's modded it though.
I'm sure it goes past. I think it can still go past it, but that was like the farthest you could make it go yourself.
I think
depressing.
there's another game that's like that. I think there's like a WWE game that like I think it was like 2K21 that like if you go past or go to like January of 2021, the game kind of just like doesn't work. The game just like it just
I know what you're
doesn't.
talking about. That sounds right.
That sounds like a WWE game. I have nothing else to say about Animal Crossing, guys. It's fucking Animal Crossing.
We just have it on the list, guys. It's a 3DS game. Accept it.
I wanted to talk about the fucking 3DS's long legs because it has beautiful long legs.
Nick just wanted to talk about something he knew, so this is all he knew.
Speaking of things I kind of know, June 25th, Company of Heroes 2. I want to talk about toxic ass RTS players. That's what I want to talk about.
Oh, here we go. I'm out.
They think they're so fucking cool. No. It's funny because I streamed Company of Heroes 1 one time and somebody jumped in and like fucking coached me up and taught me how to play the game. And the whole time they're bashing Company of Heroes 2. They're like, don't play that fucking game. It's fucking pathetic. It's fucking dumb. I fucking hate it.
You think it's bad now? Once Company of Heroes 3 comes out, you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna fucking say, "Don't play that game. It's fucking garbage."
I'm so happy it got delayed. I'm so happy.
It's still gonna happen eventually, though.
They'll finish it. It'll come out the way they want it to, which is great for the dev. I'm so happy it got delayed because I was set up to review that and Homeworld 3, and those were coming out pretty close to each other. And I was like, I don't know if I have the brain space for two RTSs like that back to back. Did I say Homeworld 3? Sorry. Company Heroes 2. It's one of those games where if you come in late and you're like, I want to get all the DLC. They did a lot of fucking DLC for this game. A lot of different units. Or I'm sorry, different factions. It's World War II, guys. You know, that world war that had a sequel. That's what this is. People love it. It's still got a competitive, still very active on Twitch. I think there's still some competitions going on out there. I think it'll kind of slowly start to die off. See, it'll do this thing. It'll start to die off, and people will be like, all right, Company Heroes 3, that's where we're going to go. And then they'll be like, fuck, we hate Company Heroes 3. Let's go back to 2. Because I feel like that's what happened with 1. 1 was very, like, people just dissipated, went and played 2, dissipated from 2, and like, let's go back to 1.
It's got some.
I mean, until everybody takes what Blizzard did, for example, with Overwatch, that's what's going to happen. Because otherwise, don't. I mean, am I wrong though? Like, think about it. If people don't like the sequel, and they're going to go back, they have the ability to go back and still play the original, they're going to do it.
You can't go back in Overwatch.
Can't go back.
I guarantee you, all the companies saw Blizzard and like, fucking write that down, Johnson. We're doing it on the next game. Screw it.
Yeah.
We're not letting anybody go back and play this game.
Yeah, they said it until that fucking happened this week, and fucking Overwatch 2. What, Overwatch 2 get DDoSed or something?
They got hit with literally everything.
You're telling me that they fucked around with a toxic ass community and found out?
Found out, yes. And right now, I don't think there's any coming back from it, especially with the shit that I'm like. So obviously, I'm not into the Overwatch group. I tried it a couple times. I can get into it. People are fucking toxic, whatever.
They are.
But some of the shit I'm hearing, not just the issues they're having with servers or the fact they're getting DDoS and shit, just some of the shit I'm hearing. Like, I don't understand the whole premium thing. There's a premium thing apparently where to play the game you have to give your number on there, and even then if you do that, unless you have like this service, you cannot play apparently.
So they're actually taking away that whole phone number thing because
Yeah, the
there's
phone.
been
Yeah,
like a
the
bunch
phone
of
thing.
issues.
They were
Okay, I didn't
they
see
were
that.
changing.
Yeah,
it up.
that came out today actually.
Guys, the more I'm watching this Company Heroes 2 video, the more I want to jump back into Iron Harvest. So for those who don't
God,
know,
don't
I was
do
very active in Iron Harvest. What's the meme? Game dead.
I'm about to look it up and we'll make fun of you for it. Yeah.
Tell me what the numbers are. But Iron Harvest is basically this, but with mechs in World War One. A lot of fun. But the thing is, people would come in and be like, Iron Harvest. This is just a copy of Company Heroes 2, the much better game. And you're just like, get the fuck out of here, dude. Get the fuck out of here.
Nick, the numbers are so low, they're not even telling me.
Shut up.
I'm dead serious.
Wait,
It's probably like 150.
on Steam.
It was probably like
I bet I can find
150,
it.
200.
Steam, there's nothing on there.
Let's-
It's
let me-
100
let me
in group
check.
chat.
Let me
Those numbers
confirm.
are.
Let
Put
me
some respect.
confirm.
Put some respect on King Art Games. Those are some nice folks.
Oof. Yeah, Nick, Josh is right.
I'm not trying to be mean. I'm being 100% honest.
There's a 194 in the group chat. I mean, are you in that
Wait,
group chat? Nick?
are you on Steam or are you on Steam chart?
Nope. No, I was
No,
on
you go to-
Steam.
You go to the community hub.
Get on Steam chart. Steam chart will tell you a more
Okay.
accurate number.
So, playing 14 minutes ago, 310.
Hey, you
24
know
hour
what?
peak, 413.
You know what? That's fine because the last time I checked, it was around 200 something, and that was a few months ago.
But this
I'm
is
not,
prime time, game time. Like those numbers need to be higher, Nick.
Nick, I'm not saying that to be aggressive or mean or anything like that. Because I appreciate indie companies building their games, especially when they're good. I just feel for them because I guarantee you, if I go look at Company Heroes 2 right now, a game that's almost 10 years old,
They're probably
have-
right. But
they have 5 times that at least.
But you know what Relic has with Company of Heroes 2? The unending support of Sega, I'm pretty sure.
I don't think you're wrong. I don't think you're wrong on that one.
I mean, look at how much DLC it got. Iron Harvest barely got 2
Yeah, you're
eked
right.
out. Iron Harvest barely got 2 eked out. They were both fine, but Iron Harvest was never going. Company Heroes 2 is a game focused on the. I feel like the focus was on the multiplayer. Iron Harvest was very focused on the single player, and it shows because the single player is fucking amazing, and the multiplayer it's fine, but it's very imbalanced. And there were some very vocal people in the Discord who made it known. That doesn't mean so. The game has issues, but when we get to 2020, I'm going to push for that to be included on the show for sure. You better believe it.
Hey, so Company Heroes 2 is on sale right now.
How much?
Get it while it lasts.
Is it $1?
It's on sale till the 13th. It's $2
I
for
bought that
the
motherfucker and all the DLC for $1. Just jump on.
Wait,
Let's,
Wait,
So-
what is
so
it with
Cup-
the,
Company Heroes 2 and all the DLC. Everything's on sale right now.
guys, we
How
could
much,
totally
Jake?
do. I think Company of Heroes 2 does 4v4. If we get Matt, you know what? Matt will fucking play it with us.
So it's
Or Mikey.
$2 for the what's it called?
single
Just
player,
the standalone.
standalone game? Yeah.
Yeah, and then like a lot of the DLC is 75% off. So like
Okay, wait a minute. So if you went the multiplayer bundle, it's $10.
it's $10.
It's $10.
That's not bad. Let's all hop in. We'll jump in. We'll fuck people up in 4v4s. There's
Yeah,
a
we
guy.
could talk shit. We could talk shit on Iron Harvest the whole time too.
Oh god damn it.
We'll do it live.
We'll do it live. Sorry, King Art Games. I'm trying. Moving on. Great games. That was actually a pretty good list of games. I enjoyed all of those for the most part.
It's only going to get worse.
No, don't say. 2013 is rough. You're right.
Yeah.
Let's move on and do some news.
Yes, let's do some news.
Read all about it. Latest football scores. Morning paper. Morning Star. Paper, mister?
It's time for old news. All right, so let's see here. Josh, you want to lead the news?
I'll lead the news. Why not? So, March 22nd to the 24th, PAX East 2013 held at Boston Convention and Exhibition Center. The takeaway from PAX 2013 East basically is there was a lot of things there. So they announced Hearthstone, Heroes of Warcraft. Blizzard did.
Mhm.
There was also the console version of Diablo 3 was made playable for the first time.
That was big.
We had Dungeon Defenders 2, Marvel Heroes, Warface, Remember Me, and Elder Scrolls Online all playable there.
Oof, Elder Scrolls Online. I've got bad memories of that.
There's a lot.
I heard it's better now.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of indie games showed off there too. Guacamelee, Outlast, Castle Story, and Super Time Force.
Dude, those are some great Super Time Force is great.
This was a great, for PAX, that was a great lineup. I don't think you can get any better than that.
I'm gonna write
I
Super
always wanna
Time
go
Force
to
down.
PAX.
So I remember because Super Time Force was an Xbox games with gold for Xbox One at one point. Super Time. Oh my god, I'm gonna check that out.
I mean, literally, how could you beat that lineup? That's a pretty good lineup.
That's
for indies especially.
That almost feels like a Summer of Arcade lineup.
Oh yeah.
I would
mean,
totally fuck that lineup.
Maybe so. If you take just the Blizzard alone, like Hearthstone is huge. I mean, I don't know if it's as huge as it used to be, but
I wouldn't. Yeah, Hearthstone.
It was big at the time. Like when it finally came out, it was huge.
It had
still
its
big.
time, but anything involving Blizzard.
Nowadays, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was PAX. So moving on, March 23rd to the 25th, the Midwest Gaming Classic 2013 was held at the Sheraton Milwaukee Brookfield Hotel in Brookfield, Wisconsin.
What the fuck is this, Josh?
So this is, from my understanding, it is one of the biggest retro tournaments in the world. So it's not just tournaments, but as far as when it comes to retro gaming in general, when it comes to their tournaments, so fighting games, trials and stuff like that, this is one of the bigger events to go to. Like this is they still to this day hold that record
it still happens.
It's still actually 2023 happens in April. It's still in Wisconsin.
Anything big there? Were there any?
No, it's good to announce because this was their first really big year. Like this is where they popped off.
Okay.
Oh yeah, there's a lot going on. Yeah.
So that's that. I'll make that quick. And then the last one, March 25th to the 29th, the Game Developers Conference 2013 held in San Francisco, California. Can anybody guess what the big theme of this one was?
Ooh, GDC 2013. I'm gonna guess it was either smart fridges or TVs that you can roll up.
No. This is the Game Developers Conference.
Oh, this isn't the This isn't. CES.
Yeah, it's not the electronics one. Yeah, sorry.
GDC, they do their big talky things. You know what? We're right around the corner from the Shadow of Mordor coming out. I'm gonna guess someone did a developers thing about the Nemesis system.
Whoa! So it's not that. It's actually the point where basically developers fighting back against people, the consumer, pushing on them, trying to demand a perfect game. Basically, no, you guys, we just need to accept that you are in control. You develop this game. You need to stop giving in to them.
I like
that. That was the big rant, and it was actually really good.
I feel like you could probably pull some stuff from that and use it at next year's GDC, especially after all the GTA 6 stuff happened.
The one after that's honestly, ironically funny. It's called the Rant Apocalypse, the 10th anniversary mega session. So,
yes.
Ironically. But yeah, so basically it's just hey, big fuck you to consumers because you guys demand way too much, and developers create what you want to create. This is your baby.
I think not so much consumers, but toxic fans.
Yeah, I shouldn't say community. Toxic fans, yeah, toxic communities. You just need to shut the hell up. And I agree to an extent. You have some great ideas, but guess what? If you're gonna be an asshole about it, I'm not gonna fucking service you. No,
I mean, this has been a thing for a while. People will bitch about anything in the game, no matter what it is, and yet they're still playing it.
No, exactly. If they were truly like me, I kept saying the big thing of 2042 is I don't like it. I don't want to play it, and I still played it. I finally, for the first time, removed it from my Steam. I completely uninstalled it. I'm making my stand finally. I've done preaching. Yeah, I'm done preaching to the choir, and I finally did it.
Can't get his money back though.
No, I've tried that already. It's not working.
I just say trolls go away, especially when my brothers troll me about Iron Harvest. That's what I do.
Yep.
It's time for meme. Jake, you got a meme for us?
Yeah, I got two. Meme
Time. Sweet.
Ooh,
Oh,
ooh.
I've only pulled the one. Let me pull the other one real quick. While I pull that other one though, Jake, go ahead and I gotta scroll out.
Well, I mean, I love it. I mean, this one I like that. It's like, where's the money? Why don't you have the money? You guys don't know that raccoon right there. That's Tom Nook.
What
He's
is
the
Tom Nook
biggest
famous for, Jake?
the biggest scam artist out here. He's the one that puts a mortgage on your house
He's a
from the
con artist.
original. Yeah, he kind of just like owns the market on the island that you live on.
He owns the Walmart. He has the market cornered on basically every piece of money making on the island.
Wait a minute. But who's the bigger crook here? Is it Tom Nook or is it the mole? I can't remember his name.
Oh,
Well, no,
the
it's
mole just wants you to save your game
Yeah.
properly. Leave the mole alone.
yeah, he doesn't want you to
Yeah,
reset the
but
game.
he harasses the shit out of you. Like he is the Karen who finally like just has a few screws loose. and
No,
is just
he's
like, I'm
that-
gonna murder him.
He's that neighbor that tells you to
First of all,
don't shit on my lawn.
this mole has a name. His name's Mr. Rossetti, and I want you to know Mr.
I
Rossetti
can
is
think
a
of his name.
blue collar worker, and he for sure voted for Trump.
Oh, I can't have this.
Yeah, we're gonna move on. What? Do you have another meme?
Jake,
The
another
other one's not
meme.
really a meme, but I think it's funny. Oh, you were looking for friends? That's so sad.
Oh God, the meme. The animals can be mean, and but you know what's
Oh,
crazy?
very.
You know what's crazy about the animals? People make tier lists about these animals.
And who's number one again? What's her name?
I forget who number one is, but I think I think one of the better ones is an octopus from the new Switch version.
I know the octopus. Yeah, because the octopus is that's the bird. There's a bird who serves you coffee, right?
I think so. But since we're talking about octopus, I want to ask Jake about octopus hand jobs.
No, let's not.
Speaking of which, I found another game similar to what we saw the other day.
Oh no! Josh, do not
We'll talk
mention
about
that
it later.
game's
No,
name.
We'll
not
talk
do
about it later because it's one of those. I don't understand Steam. I don't.
Did you play it, Josh?
No, but I did look it up, and there was a YouTube video because I had to feed my curiosity of like, what is this gameplay? It is awful, guys. It is so awful.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
it
talking
has-
about the one that you showed us, not the new one.
Oh, no, I didn't watch anything. I didn't buy that. No, I'm not gonna waste my money. But I watched a video I watched a video just to feed my curiosity of the gameplay, and it's awful. It is awful. Like the only reason it has overwhelmingly positive reviews is because of everything else. The gameplay is awful. The story, we'll talk about it after. The story is just like, what the hell is going on? I don't understand anymore.
It's just awful.
It's awful.
Was it called Iron Harvest?
No,
Sorry, I'm gonna. Damn it! I'm gonna have to do an ASMR warning now. Maybe
man,
that'll
got me
be the
coughing now.
title. All right, so we're gonna take a quick non-commercial break, and then we're gonna come back. And Josh is doing a speed cap of Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, and Jake and Josh are gonna go head to head with some spicy punishments coming up. So we'll be right back. Just give us a second. And we're back. All right, everybody. We are doing speed cap. Josh is speed capping Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. Our third Metal. I did too. Our third Metal Gear.
Three, my lord.
Number 3, my lord. Our third Metal Gear in the speed cap. Congratulations, Metal Gear, on having that happen. That's an honor. You're welcome. So Josh is going to do a speed cap. He's got 5 minutes to go through the story of the game. Jake is the quiz master. He has created the quiz. He's got 10 points for Josh to hit. If Josh scores above 30 points, Josh has a punishment for Jake. If Josh scores below 30, Jake has a punishment for Josh. Josh, what is your punishment for Jake if you score above 30?
If I score above 30, Jake has to stream and play Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance to completion. And by completion, I mean going through the story. I'm not going to make him through any of the achievements or anything like that.
Jake has to climax on stream. I've heard it. You heard it here first. And Jake, if Josh scores under 30, what is he doing?
Josh has to purchase all of us brothers a game called Inside the Back Rooms.
And
It's a horror game, $5 a piece.
and how many brothers are there?
4 brothers,
So there's
five
5
of
total.
us.
5 including himself. Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to start the time. Josh, are you ready?
I'm as ready as I can be.
All right. When it hits 5 flat, go ahead and start. We do have a PDF of the chart if you want to play along at home. We'll also have a PDF of the finished one up as well. I will say, do not play while you're driving, you silly bitch. All right. Josh, I'm hitting start. May God have mercy on your soul.
God mercy.
You monkey.
All right, so we're gonna start with the plot. So it starts off. You follow Raiden, one of the characters from Metal Gear Solid series. This is 4 years after Metal Gear Solid 4. I forget the full title, but Metal Gear Solid 4. So Raiden has joined a PMC group. I believe they're called Maverick. So essentially, he just does private military work for them. He's actually protecting the prime minister of an unnamed African country. I believe his name is Namani. So as he's protecting him, all of a sudden they are attacked by other PMC group known as Desperado. So Raiden is basically like the arm, like the super guns of the team. Everybody else is regular. So he's a cyborg. So he kicks ass. He ends up getting his ass kicked by one of their Desperado's main guys known as Jetstream Sam, and ends up killing Namani. A few weeks later, I think it's like a month actually. A month later, Raiden's recovered. He's been upgraded. He's more of a badass cyborg. He attacks or he infiltrates some nation of Abba, not the singer, like Abuski or something like that. Anyway, so Desperado basically is leading or helping the military coup there. So Raiden's like, okay, well, I'm going to get back. I want to basically get revenge for Namani and all that stuff. So he basically goes in to infiltrate and try to kill them. They actually see it coming and they set up a prototype AI to fight him. Raiden kicks its ass and they end up taking it back and making a cool Tiger Wolf thing called Blade Wolf. Blade Wolf is a badass. Anyway, from there, Raiden ends up like fighting like the leader of the coup, kills him. He ends up finding like orphans there who you find out Desperado has worked with a new group, another PMC group called like the World's Army or World something, and they're taking children's brains away from them and to basically train them in VR to be like the most advanced military group there is. Raiden saves them. Basically resigns from Maverick so he can go rogue, and then he basically goes on a murdering spree. He goes to the World, whatever their group name is, and just starts murdering everybody. And he breaks it into his old persona of his child soldier time, known as Jack the Ripper. And towards the end of it, he ends up finding the leader of the Desperados. I believe his name is what is his name? I can't think of his name, but he finds out that the leader of Desperados, the leader of the World Marshal, is actually being led by Armstrong, Senator Armstrong, who basically is like, well, I want to do this Operation Operation Takermish, maybe? And it's basically like, okay, I'm going to plan to assassinate the President of the United States during peace negotiations with Pakistan to ensure another war on terror. Raiden's like, no, so he kills the leader of Desperados, meets up with Sonny, one of the characters from the Metal Gear Solid series, who works for the space and aeronautics group, and is like, okay, well, I need to get there as fast as I can. Well, all of a sudden, they're actually ambushed by Senator Armstrong, who's like, no, that was all a ploy. I basically wanted to frame Desperado for all the military people they've killed, so he could basically be like, get all the backing of the world to, or not the world, but the United States to vote him in as the president and basically have all this power. Raiden's like, yeah, fuck you. But he comes in with the new Metal Gear, which is called Metal Gear Excelsius or something like that. So it's the biggest Metal Gear in the whole franchise, I believe. Anyway,
1 minute remaining.
Raiden ends up like fighting him as much as he can, but he finds out he can't kill Senator Armstrong because he's got these nanomachines attached to him. So as Raiden swings his sword, he breaks, but Blade Wolf intervenes by bringing him Jetstream Sam's sword, which he did kill before this, and ends up killing Armstrong. There's kind of like a hint that even though Desperado was defeated and everything, that all these PMCs still remain in business, and Raiden decides to figure out how to fight his own war. I forgot to name a few people, so let me go ahead and name them off right now. I believe there was, obviously we have Raiden, we have Boris Popov, Kevin Washington, Courtney Collins, William Dr. Voigt, there's Sonny Emmerich, Jetstream Sam, and Sundowner, I believe, was the leader of the Desperados.
Ding, 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 ding. Shut the fuck up.
Shit. Dude, there was
Damn,
so
Jake.
much. But I hope I at least got enough to beat it. But I don't know.
You passed.
Yeah.
All right, Jake, give us the
Yes!
recap. Give us
It's
the
shit.
give us the
It's
score.
shit. I should have made it even harder.
Yes.
So you got it right that the events of Metal Gear Rising set year 2018, so 4 years after the events of Metal Gear Solid 4 Guns of the Patriots. You did bring up the private military companies, PMC. You didn't bring up LQ-84I.
Okay, so that's the name of the AI before they turn it into the wolf. Okay.
Blade Wolf, which is another area. I gave you half points because you didn't tell us who it was. You just said, "Oh, it's an AI named Blade Wolf." You
No,
didn't
I said
tell
it
us
was an
that.
AI, but I said they later take it back and name it Blade Wolf.
You still get half. You didn't tell us that he was a Colorado senator.
Oh Jesus, semantics. All right, semantics.
You pronounced Operation Tecumseh wrong.
I was
But
saying
you still got
Takata at
half.
first, and I was like, eh.
You got half. You told us the Metal Gear was there. So you got that. Desperado, okay. Stephen Armstrong, okay. So there's 5 different armors that you can get in the game.
See, I
Which
wasn't even
was
thinking about
cool.
the
What's cool is about that is that at first you had to get the codes from like different stores like Best Buy and Amazon and stuff, but then they later made it to where you can just get it online, whatever. Yeah, and then there's 3 different side campaigns.
What are the different side campaigns? I don't remember that one.
One where you got to play as Blade Wolf. Another one was like I think a epilogue kinda, and I don't remember the other one. But they have like, I'm not sure what they called them, like VR missions. I'm not sure if it's actually like VR.
Well, I'm assuming it's kind of like the training VR things they did for all the other Metal Gears, where it's like virtual reality to an extent.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of those. But yeah, you got, let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You got 35.
Ding, 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 ding. Josh wins. Josh wins. Winner.
Jake will be playing Metal Gear Rising Revengeance this Saturday. I don't know what time he's playing it. He's got a week to play it.
All right,
You got
Jake,
a
you
week
better
to play it.
you better fucking play that shit. You better do it. Josh,
Although,
congrats on the win.
I think I should have lost because I'm looking at it now on Steam. It's $30. I could have saved
Oh
$5
man,
for
I mean,
buying
you
it.
can, you can change it. You can change it. I don't want to play that shit.
Fuck. All right, I'll change it because I'd rather save $5.
So we're
Nice
all getting the game, right?
We're all getting the game. We'll discuss the time and I'll buy it all.
Oh my goodness, you boys. Well, hey Josh, congratulations. You lost either way.
Yeah.
Jake, better luck next time, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Although, hey, there is one positive to me buying this.
What's that?
This title runs in both standard and VR modes.
Aye.
I might play it in VR.
Ugh.
Yeah, you probably won't play it by yourself.
No, not by myself. No.
Have you ever played Phasmophobia by yourself? It's a terrifying experience.
I did it one time. I said, "Fuck no."
Yeah,
Never
it's
again.
you have to have people for that game. Everybody, you can. Shoot, my brain just farted. You can find me on Twitter at That Kaufman. Find me on Twitch and YouTube at Nick Fat Knight. Jake, where can the people find you?
You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram at Jakey Boy Kaufman. Oh, and Reddit. I sometimes go on there sometimes.
And the Reddit. Josh.
Twitter. I am Josh Saying.
I am Josh Saying. And then Smashing Game Time, you can find us on the YouTube. You can find us on the Twitter, the Instagram. I believe we're also on TikTok. We're going to start getting those TikToks up more regularly. We're working on some holiday stuff. We're hoping to have a big holiday thing. So keep an eye out for announcements on that. Guys, we're so thankful that you joined us. We are... My brain has crashed. It's getting to be too late.
It's 11 o'clock, guys. It's his
11 o'clock.
bedtime.
It is my bedtime. This is Smashing Game Time. We hope you had a smashing great time. We will see all of you next time.